Hey guys, welcome back to Burst Review. Now, today I wanted to take a closer look at this KRISS Vector chambered in 10mm auto. So if you guys aren't familiar with the KRISS Vector or the 10mm auto cartridge, you can be forgiven. The Vector here, it was originally designed as a .45 caliber submachine gun for the military that was designed from inception to have a minimal recoil impulse, or the minimum amount of felt recoil to the shooter. Now it accomplishes this via what's called the Super V recoil mitigation system, where it takes some of the energy from the rearward impulse of the round being fired and the bolt moving rearward and redirects it downward. It's actually pretty interesting, and it makes for a surprisingly controllable little gun. I've had the opportunity to fire the 9mm version in full auto, and it was remarkably controllable. And one thing that was specifically interesting about that version is it has an incredibly high cyclic rate. I still think running around, I want to say 1,200 rounds per minute, so it is just absolutely incredible. This is the 10mm civilian version in a pistol format with a SB tactical brace on the back of it. So now that you've got an understanding, at least a basic cursory understanding of what the Vector is, the 10mm cartridge was actually designed initially in response to the Miami-Dade shooting, where two suspects went and attacked law enforcement officers while decked out in body armor, and the officers didn't have anything that could defeat that armor readily. So the FBI actually originally adopted the 10mm cartridge, and then they found that some of their smaller frame shooters, specifically women shooters and women agents, just could not handle the recoil of the 10mm auto. It's an incredibly potent cartridge, one that is designed to offer Magnum style or Magnum type performance in a semi-automatic platform like the Vector. So the coupling of a 10mm cartridge with the Vector makes a ton of sense, since the 10mm is kind of a stout round and the recoil mitigation system of the Vector helps tame that recoil. So it's really cool, and when they first announced this, I think it was a year or two ago, I was really stoked, but there's just one problem. Let me show you. Toss an ear in real quick, and we'll put some rounds down range. This is 180 grain jacketed or semi-jacketed hollow point from Privy Partisan. They did not actually provide the ammo. I got it myself. Right? Pretty controllable. But there's only one thing about it that, people were kind of worried about. So it only ships by default with this Glock 20 magazine. Now, it's only a 15 round magazine, which is plenty of ammunition in a handgun, but in a large format handgun like this, a pistol caliber carbine, or for that matter, in a submachine gun, that's kind of lacking. And for years, people, including myself, have tried to improve upon this magazine by attaching either extensions to it, increased capacity base plates, all sorts of stuff, with very, limited amounts of success. So I was really excited at SHOT Show this year when KRISS USA came out with this bad boy, the Mag EX2 10mm. It holds a staggering 33 rounds of 10mm auto. It is freaking awesome. Now there are a few downsides to the EX2 that I've found thus far, though they are pretty minor. You're going to definitely want to invest in a magazine loader if you intend to load to the full 33 rounds, because once you get past the 27 round mark, it gets really tough. So let's see how this new magazine runs with some of this Privy Partisan ammunition in this 10mm KRISS Vector pistol. All right, so we're gonna shoot this plate rack in front of me. I'm gonna first look at this little magnifier and flip it out of the way because these targets are really close. All right, so 180 grain jacketed soft point. Absolutely amazing. This thing is really controllable, especially considering it's a 10mm auto cartridge. That's freaking phenomenal. I'll run it from the right side to the left. It seems like it almost wants to recoil to the right, so this might be a little bit slower. Oh yeah, I can feel it pulling me off. It's really strange. Oh, we got one little malfunction. I thought we might get one with this ammunition type. It's a jacketed hollow point, has kind of a weird truncated nose. When I utilized some ammunition from Federal that was just ball ammunition, worked completely fine. So not bad. I've ran a couple 100 rounds of this Privy Partisan stuff through here so far. I think I've had 2 or 3 malfunctions out of like 400 or 500 rounds. Really, really not bad. All right, so let's try it out at a longer range and see how she does. All right, so now I'm gonna reach out a little further. It's about, I don't know how many yards that is. Looks like 65, 70 yards. I got 2 targets from shootsteel.com. Put some rounds on those guys with a magnifier. Hit, hit. Awesome, let me get a reload and we'll shoot a little bit more. All right, got this little stubby magazine first. Keep shooting for a little bit. Goes by quick. Try shooting that guy a little closer with the hostage swinger. That's kind of a tough shot by the magnifier since it looks like the hostage swinger itself is a little bit canted. A little more to the right. There it goes. Whew. That little 4-inch circle is tough to hit. Let's see what it does to these close range targets. Freaking 10 millimeter. Awesome. Very, very cool. I just wish 10 millimeter wasn't so damn expensive, but other than that, this is a phenomenal, phenomenal firearm, and the introduction of the Mag EX2 really elevates the 10 millimeter Vector to a whole new level. Whereas in its standard configuration with a 15 round magazine, you could maybe devote it to home defense. I mean, it would be a pretty good home defense tool, especially guys living in banned states and whatnot. But I think with the introduction of this 33 round mag, it becomes a very, very serious and viable home defense option for shooters who want a little more oomph than just a 9mm pistol caliber carbine, or even hunters out there who want to use this, because you can use 10mm auto to hunt white-tailed deer very effectively. And hell, if you're gonna be hiking in bear country, 33 rounds of 10mm is an awfully, awfully convincing deterrent to Mr. Yogi, huh? Anyway, thanks guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more burst reviews.